Yo, I figured I'd take a real quick minute to kind of catch you up on where my mind is in terms of this whole spoken word zeitgeist right now, the spoken word ethos and what I'm doing. And the first thing is, at the end of May, I released an album called Thug Healer 2 for the Real One, which is dedicated to my boy, Will the Real One, who was murdered on May 29th, 2011, so 13 years ago, in front of his poetry venue. And this album, this is my 19th album. So, and I'll be honest, like the 13 albums before it were good, but they never got close to the 5th album that came out in 2002, which is Blues Resurgence. And Blues Resurgence was that deal. Like Blues Resurgence, when Mark Smith, who created Poetry Slam, the whole idea of Poetry Slam back in 1986, when he put out his book in 2004, he included the title track for Blues Resurgence as part of the book, as part of the release. And Will the Real One was on Blues Resurgence, and Omari Hardwick and Lamar Hill, and two people who are contributing to the new album who are also on Blues Resurgence would be Jahaz Ayanabu and Queen Sheba. And man, like on top of that, showcases, spoken word apex. Like if you know anything about me, man, it's been my thing to put resources in the hands of spoken word artists. So even when I started with slam and with open mics back in the 90s, you know, it wasn't long before we were renting out the New Eurekan to do showcases. I did showcases back in Baltimore with Lamar Hill and Atif Salim back in like 2000. We were doing history. Then we did the big Kings of Poetry show in Philadelphia. I had like 400 people in the museum. Then I kept going, right? I did Heat. I did, after Heat was Wordcraft. And here's a sample of us moving around looking for food for Wordcraft. This was 7 years ago, Wordcraft. But, and I've been doing showcases all over these were traveling, like this was actual tours. So, I mean, we did like, we would do like Newark one night, Philadelphia the next night, and then Baltimore at the Reggie Lewis Museum, say the night after that. Or, you know, like in the case of Heat, it was in Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey at Symphony Hall, and I did it at the Los Angeles Theater Center. I did it at Oakland at the Black Box. So I mean, I've been putting resources into my art form, like, you know, for quite a while now. I was the founder of the New Jersey National Slam Team, so there wasn't one before I sponsored that. So the first 2 years of the New Jersey National Slam Team was something I did. And I'm always trying to look out for my art form. If you know about me, you know, like even with the elders, like I pay tribute, I pay homage. Not only did I interview them, you know, for my book, Permission to Speak, that hardcover collector's item book, but, you know, I talk to them and I, you know, like I said, I pay homage, you know. I call them the bosses, because the way that the mob is and the way other organizations pay their bosses and kick up to their bosses and all that, you know, they're the bosses to me. You know, and by bosses, I mean the 7 that you see in Permission to Speak, right? She's talking about Nana Camille Yarborough, S. Pearl Sharp, Kamal Dawood, Kalamu Yasalam, Father Amdi from the Watch Prophets, Umar bin Hassan, and Abiyo Dono Irele from The Last Poet. So what's really interesting or funny to me is I mentioned that Will used to talk to me out of love, but like he would say the craziest things that nobody else would say to me. But it dawns on me that Shihan is similar. Like Shihan just, you know, he don't hold no punches and he don't pull no punches. And Shihan is, if you don't know, he was one of the producers of Def Poetry Jam. So he had a lot to do with what talent got put on that show. Shihan also was one of the founders of the Poetry Lounge. And I met Shihan like in 1999, 2000, and you know, I would go out to LA to do shows. Like, here's an example.
Please put your hands together for the feature tonight. One of my friends, y'all, from New Jersey. Put your hands together for Talam AZ.
Here's something else. Here's something that surprised me a few years back when somebody asked him what spoken word artist kind of like, you know, I don't know, left a good impression on him or motivated him. Like, you know, what spoken word artist, you know, do you hold in high regard? So he kind of, you know, hit me with that.
Biggest impact on me would either be,
and then like recently he's on this
Jerry
album, he contributed to this album, and one of the things he was saying is like, you know, I'm older, you know, so why keep doing it? Why not retire? And I think about that.
Do you think the 10-year ago you would look at the you now like, what are you doing right now? Shouldn't you be relaxing more? You ain't supposed to be working this hard at this age. Is high blood pressure running the family?
Shion was the person that suggested that I put visuals to my projects, you know. So in this project, you're going to see like mad videos. There's already 4 of them on my social media and YouTube, right? So you'll see that Joe Biden video. You'll see that video, which is like the remix to Language of the Disenfranchised with me and Sean William, you know, Inner City from Oakland, and with Geronimo Speaks from Chicago, and with Black Chakra from Baltimore. And then you'll see the one with me and my wife, which is the Thug Healer remix. And then you'll also see the last one that we put out, which is called The Old Me, which is me, Red Storm, and Abyss. And honestly, there's a whole nother video for me and Food for Thought that's done in AI by Karama Sadaka. I haven't even released. I've had that for like a week or 2, but I just haven't put it on my social media or my YouTube yet. But y'all gonna check that out. And the album is, like I said, it's out. It's been out since May, and I don't push it because I don't know, I'm not motivated to like super push the fact that the album is available on all these like streaming platforms. It's because you don't really, you know, you don't really get a lot from that. You know what I mean? Back in the days when we were selling like physical, tangible CDs and other stuff, you would make more in a show or a few shows than you can make in streaming in a year. So, you know, that's why I don't really be like, hey, buy the album, because I'm not really going to see it. But I will release some other versions, an exclusive digital version of the album. I'm going to release the album on vinyl. It's going to be a double vinyl album, and that'll come out in limited release. But the thing is, short story long, the reason I'm still involved, the reason why I'm still putting out records, the reason why I'm doing Spoken Word Apex is because I think I'm in a very unique situation. Now that I'm older, and I have the resources that come with being older, and I have the wisdom that comes with many, many years of mistakes, I guess my answer to Shion is either you raise the bar or you wait for somebody else to raise the bar. But regardless, the bar is going to be raised. And in my opinion, I keep doing it because legacy-wise, you know, who better?